This is Omer Ashano here in Night Practice Live number 6, where I share with you my practice routine and let you know some of my tricks in answering the audience's questions as for my practice and any techniques in violin or jazz violin they're interested in. Okay, seem like we might have... Hello, Lorenzo. Good to see you. We might have to change the network. I'm not sure if it might be too late to change my network, but let's go with it. Hello, Lucy. Hello, me too. So we're here listening to Errol Garner. Is opening our session today. We'll just wait a few more minutes for people to join in. I think today some things I'm gonna work on are actually an interesting polyrhythm, and a very common polyrhythm of 3/4. Okay, are we back? Hello? We might have some connectivity issues. I switched to my cellular network, so hopefully that will work better now. Hey, Sarah. So thanks for tuning in, guys. As I was saying, probably tonight I'm going to work on an interesting polyrhythm, very much performed polyrhythm of 3/4, and I'll show you how I approach learning this type of polyrhythm, and we'll then show you how to apply it in improvisation. We'll probably work today also on the tune Giant Steps, which is a tune that is considered one of the greatest challenges of jazz improvisers. So I would like to show you that it's actually easy. It's an easy tune. And we will try to use that polyrhythm that we're gonna learn at the beginning of the session today. We're gonna try and use that technique over the tune Giant Steps and see how we can spice up our improvisation using this type of polyrhythm. Let's wait a couple more minutes. So yeah, as in every week, I like to start in saying thanks for something. Hello, Sonia. So I think today what I would like to say thanks for is actually that I went on a hike today with a really good friend of mine, a friend from New York, actually from New York City, that's also came back to Israel and spending the time here now. So we met up and we went hiking up in the northern part of Israel, and it was really fun and refreshing, and also good to see someone from New York, someone that went through the same challenge that I did, so someone who understands. So that was great, and I'm grateful for that. Again, if you have any questions, I got rhythm. Let's take off this spacey background. All right. So again, if you guys would like to ask me any questions today, would like me to address anything specific in my practice, please don't hesitate to write that in the comments, and I'll try to answer to the best of my abilities. All right. So let's start, I think. Hello, Paul. Yes, I just drank espresso at 9 p.m. at night. I know it's not smart, but I had a long day and I need to get through this practice session successfully. So I gotta be focused with some caffeine. All right. That was hard to turn this off. I really like Errol Garner. Sorry, something happened in the living room. Okay, so yeah, Errol Garner. I really like Errol Garner. I think he's one of the more underrated pianists in jazz legacy. I really think he brought something else and very refreshing into jazz music, in terms of groove and rhythm, which we're gonna focus on today. So I was like really digging Errol Garner for a while when I was around the age of, I think, 21. I had an Errol Garner phase where for a whole year I only listened to Errol Garner. So really recommend you guys listening to some Errol Garner if you haven't done so yet. Hey Rich. All right, so let's get to it. So 3/4 polyrhythm. What essentially that means is that we have our main rhythm is our main our main time signature is 4/4, and we're playing a 3/4 time signature on top of that 4/4 time signature. In other words, we could also call it, name it by just playing quarter note triplets over, half note triplets over a 4/4 bar, okay, over 4 quarter notes bar. Now when we approach learning polyrhythms, we want to first listen to how the polyrhythm sounds. If there's an option to hear the polyrhythm, like if you can look it up online, find a video of it, or a sample of how it sounds, that really helps into getting into a new polyrhythm that you're trying to master. In the case of 3/4, it's very intuitive because, hello Mariangela. In the case of 3/4, it's kind of intuitive because 3 could be that 3 is actually three half note triplets over 4/4 bar. Hello Abel. So by simple math you can figure out how the 3/4 sounds, but when it gets to more complicated polyrhythms like 7/4. Hello Jacques. When it gets to when we're getting into like 7/4, that stuff can get really, really complicated sometimes. And what really helps to get into the initial step into learning a new polyrhythm is to hear the song of the polyrhythm. Okay, so each polyrhythm, if you break it up into two time signatures that are happening, it could sound very complex, but if you just listen to it as one unit of sound, it just sounds like a rhythmic phrase, and it doesn't necessarily register as two separate time signatures. Okay, let me show you an example before we get into the 3/4. Let me show you an example of 7/5. Let's see if I remember how to do that. Okay, so here's I'm doing everything. I'm tapping first. Okay, I just want to drum it over something before I try to actually approach it with the instrument and play that on the instrument. So this is 7/5. Okay, we have 5 on my right hand, which might be mirrored to you from how you see it. I'm not sure. Anyway, this hand does 5, this hand does 7. Okay, so one sec. Da, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's hard. I haven't practiced it for a while, but you get the point. Hey Alfie. The thing is that if I try to focus on each of the on each different time signature, it gets really tricky. But if I just hear it as it just sounds like I just remember it as a rhythmic song in a way, you know? And this way I can really remember how the polyrhythm, just pull it out of my pocket like that. Even though if you ask me to actually break it up, you see that I'm struggling with it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's hard. Anyway, so we want to approach the same in the same way when we're approaching 3/4. Okay, so how can we find how the 3/4 sound? I can just take a metronome and try to fit 3 beats within a 4/4 bar. Okay, remember it's basically 3 half note triplets. That's basically what it is. 3/4. Okay. So here's our metronome. I hope you can hear it well. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it. Let's count like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Da, 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 da. Okay? So now that I found the 3 over the 4, I want to try and play them together. So first it might get a little tricky, but then you slowly start to figure out the sound of it. Okay, as I said, you find the song of that polyrhythm, and that's when you start nailing into it. So that was our 4 beat. One, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Da ku da 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 da. Here's the song. Da ku da 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 ku da 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 ku da 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 ku da da. Okay, so now, hey Katarina. So now that you've learned the song of it, the song of this polyrhythm of 3 over 4, it's much easier to remember it, and then you want to start and dissect it, and you want to try and like I did, you want to try and be able to separate each time signature as you're playing them both together. Okay, now that takes coordination. Bonjour Serge. Now that takes coordination, but it also takes it's a combination of coordination, of being able to do these many tasks all together, but it's also a matter of really understanding, comprehending the sound of the polyrhythm. Okay, if it's not really ingrained in you, the sound of it, then it's really hard to do this transition of counting the 2 different time signatures as they happen simultaneously. Okay, so ta ku 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 ta ku. Okay, ta ku ta ku ta ku ta ku ta ku ta ku. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Ta ta ku ta 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 ku ta ta. Okay, so once you learn the song of the polyrhythm, then you can try and sing them separately first. Like, so you figure out that tam ku ta kum ta kum ta 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 ta. 1, 2, 3. Ta ku ta kum ta kum. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Da 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 da. 1 da 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 da. Okay. So whoever of you here that that has some more experience with playing rhythms, try and do that yourself. Try and see if you can tap this polyrhythm, starting from just thinking about the general sound, the general, I call it song of the polyrhythm, before you start thinking in two directions and actually trying to move between singing both time signatures. But eventually, it's essential that you get to this level of being able to transition between singing the two polyrhythms, because that means that you're able to feel to quickly do the transition in feel and how you perceive the feel of the groove. And that's really important when you get into improvising with that. You want to be able, if you're playing over a tune that it's in 4/4, usually that's going to be the case. You want to be able to, at some point, get into the 3 feel, the 3 quarter notes feel over the 4, and not just play these 3 half note triplets, but you want to try and actually subdivide it as well. That comes with real understanding of how the 3/4 time signature sounds when you put it over the 4/4. So we want to get to a level where we're able to not just simply play half note triplets over 4/4 bar. We want to actually be able to think about subdivisions of this 3/4 time signature. And in order to get to that level, we have to practice doing the transition between the two feels of the polyrhythm, between feeling over the same polyrhythm, feeling the 4, and then quickly switching to feeling the 3. And you'll notice that once you do that, when you do the transition, the perception of the song, of the polyrhythm, really changes. Like you feel like as if the weight is in a different place, the weight of the bar, and the accent, basically. That's what accent is about. Musical accent and also linguistic language accent. It's about where do you put the weight of your sentences and your words. So once you switch between the 4 and the 3, you'll notice that the weight changes. Let's try and listen to put on a tune. And again, one stage before I get to it with the instrument, I want to get really comfortable with it. And another way to see if I'm really comfortable with it is try to sing it over, like just over a recording of something in 4/4. So like put on a track in 4/4 time signature, not too fast, and see if you can move between the feel of the, if you can tap 3/4, and then if you can move quickly to the 4. So I Get Rhythm by Errol Garner. That's how we started the session tonight. Fun. So I hope that's not too fast. And I hope you're able to hear the time. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our 4/4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Let's even try and play the whole polyrhythm over that and see if we're able to keep time. That's even a little trickier exercise. So what you guys should try and pay attention to is to see if if my let's take a slower tune because it might get too complex. Everything is in the same tempo. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Errol Garner, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, right? We have that melody again. Ta tu ka tu ka tum, ta tu ka tu ka tum, ta tu ka tu ka tum, ta tu ka tu ka tum. 1, 2, ka tum. 1, 2, ka tu ka tum. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Okay? That's so fun. Okay, so now we spent some time just by feeling the time signature, the polyrhythm, feeling the two sides of it, memorizing the melody of the polyrhythm, the song of the polyrhythm, and trying to tap it and think about it along with the recording. So now we can get to the instrument and try to mess around with it. Now, obviously, this is a very, very like quickly wrapped version of how you actually approach it. Like this would take some time. This would take some work, and it might take a couple of days or a couple of weeks until you actually feel that. But thank you, Katarina. Yeah, now I'm just like showing you a quick wrap of how to approach learning this. Okay. Okay, so let's put on a metronome and let's try to just play the 3/4 and see if we can switch to the again switch from 3/4 time signature to 4/4 time signature. We can just pick one note in order to do that. So now I'm doing the 4, obviously. So trying to sing with it makes it really complex, but it's a great exercise to try and sing all the sound of the polyrhythm as you're playing the 3 over the metronome that is in 4. All right. Okay. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, ka, 2, ka, 2, da, 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 2, ka, 2, ka, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Da. Can you feel that groove? One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ta ku ta kum ta kum 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 ta ta kum ta kum ta ku ta kum ta kum ta ka tum pa tu kam tam 2, 3, 1. Okay, so again, that's something that might take some time to to get it up to such a level. And I was going through many different stuff, like playing just one note and then improvising some notes over the 3 and then transitioning to the 4. But take it step by step. This is just a quick wrap of what are different things that you want to try and do with the metronome in order to practice this polyrhythm. 3 over 4. So again, start by one note. Just try to play the 3 over the 4, and then you can do practice the transition between 3 and 4. So play 3 for some time, and then join with the metronome and play the 4, and then come back to playing 3 over 4, and then go back to playing the 4. Now the next stage could be to try and sing the rhythmic melody or the rhythmic song of the polyrhythm, the ta ku ta kum ta kum ta ku ta ku ta kum, while you play. Okay, as you play just one note, and then the next stage could be to try and improvise some notes over that 3. So you keep the metronome at 4 and you go over that 3/4 time signature. Only instead of playing one note, a D note like I played, try to mess around with different notes. And the next stage after that would be to try and improvise plus doing the transition. Okay, so improvise notes over the 3/4, over the 3/4 time signature, excuse me, and continue your phrases as you switch to 4/4 time signature. Okay, and doing this for a while, practicing these transitions, practicing improvising, practicing singing that polyrhythm as you're playing one note, this thing will this can assure that you really have the sound of the polyrhythm really ingrained in you and really internalized, and that's when you can actually start and try to apply it over songs, over tunes that you improvise, and try to do something more free with that. So as I said, today I actually want to practice giant steps, because I have this video that I need to record, and giant steps by John Coltrane. If you don't know, it's considered one of the more complex jazz standards to improvise over, especially because it is composed in a way that is called tritonic system, which means that we have 3 tonal centers in one chorus, basically. And what Coltrane does, he creates a very quick chord movement that quickly takes us between each tonal center. So in some other in classical music, they would call that polytonality. That's something that Sergei Prokofiev, for example, used a lot in his compositions, and it's one of the reasons he's my favorite composer, I think. So in a way, that's like Coltrane's polytonal tune, and he actually was influenced and was inspired to write in this way by reading a book in composition by this Russian composer, whose name I can't remember. Some Russian composer that wrote this book about harmony, and in this book he spoke about the tritonic system, and this is how John Coltrane was inspired to write his tune, and thereafter many other tunes that he composed in that same technique of the tritonic system. Let's give it a quick listen. In case you guys don't know it, let's give Giant Steps a quick listen by John Coltrane, and see if you can hear all these tonalities that move between one another so quickly. It really has a very special, unique, unstable sensation to it, but also not dissonant, in my opinion. So I think that's the beauty of polytonality, that it's allegedly dissonant. You're moving between dissonances, but because you're resolving these dissonances in a new tonality, then it feels very shaky, but it doesn't feel dissonant or like cacophony. Now the solo starts, improvised solo. Chorus. Okay, so that was a taste of Giant Steps. I really recommend you checking out the album Giant Steps, and in that album there several tunes that are composed. This is when Coltrane started messing around with that compositional technique. So there are like half of the songs in that album are composed in that way. So I recommend checking it out. Okay, so let's get to learn Giant Steps, the harmony of Giant Steps. Okay, so as we said, we have three tonal centers in this tune. It's going from let me say that in the correct order. Right. It's going from B, starts from B major. Our first tonal center is B major, going to E flat major, and then going to G major. So as you can see, it's basically moving in major thirds, and this is what gives it the particular color of this tritonic system is the fact that you're moving between three tonal systems that are two steps away from each other. So you have B major, and then you go two steps up, or a major third above, and you get to E flat, and then you go another major third above, and you get to G, and it just goes in a circle like that. The speed in which you move to each tonal center might be different in each song and throughout the song, but essentially it's just moving in that circle of B going to E flat, going to G, going to B. It's an endless circle of major thirds. So we start from B, and then we play D7, which takes us to G, because D7 is the dominant for G major, right? Yeah, in this case he's moving backwards actually. We're starting from B, right? We're starting from B, we go down to G, and then we're gonna go down to E flat. So we have B, D7, G, and then we have B7 resolving to E flat, that's the dominant of E flat major, and then we have G7 resolving back to B major. Okay. And then then we have 2-5 to G, D7 to G, B flat 7 resolving to E flat, going to G flat 7 resolving to B major, and then we have 2-5 to E flat, and 2-5 back to G, D7 G, and then we have 2-5 progression to B major. So D flat minor, G7, G flat 7, B major, and 2-5 to E flat, so F minor, B flat 7 to E flat major, and again we have another 2-5 to B, and that takes us back to the top. So and Da. All right. So an easier way to think, so we have a lot of chords here, right? A much easier way to think about it would be to think about it as the tritonic system expects you to, and is to think about three tonal centers. So instead of trying to improvise over B major and then D7 and then G major and really thinking about each chord, just think about what is the tonal system that you're going to. So essentially is we have B major going to G major, going to E flat major, going to G major, E flat major, B major. So this way we basically condense our chords, each two chords into one tonal system that we need to think about it. So instead of thinking A minor, D7, G major, B flat 7, E flat major, G flat 7, B major, I'm just thinking B, E flat, B, G, E flat. Wait, in the beginning it's so B, G, B flat, E flat, G, E flat, G, E flat, B major, E flat major, G major, B major, and E flat major, and B major again. Alright, so this really condenses the amount of options that you have, the things you need to think about. Just think three major scales that you have in this piece, basically. So let's go back to the polyrhythm. Let's go back to the 3/4 that I talked about earlier. So I'm gonna put a backing track, and I'm gonna try and just play the try and play the 3/4 time signature over that 4/4 beat. Let's take it a little slower. So here's our 4/4. Now I'll move to the 3/4, okay? So now I messed around a little bit with feeling the 3 over the 4. Now let's do some transitions between the 3 time signature to that 4 time signature. So I'm going to start with the 4. It's 3. 1, 4. 4. Now see if you can kind of guess. Hello, simple man. See if you can guess when I'm moving between the 3/4 feel and the 4/4 feel. So I'm gonna add some subdivisions to the 3 feel now, okay? Just to spice it up a little more. Goodbye, Katarina. Hello, Global Artists Movement. Going to 3. All right, so that was it. That was practicing 3/4 time feel over giant steps, as if it's not hard enough to play giant steps. So today, as what we were going through was basically talking about 3/4 polyrhythm. Hello. Yes, 3/4 polyrhythm, and let me put on some music. To make it easier for you to focus. So 3/4 polyrhythm, and practicing tapping it, singing it, and then practice playing it. Then we went over giant steps, and then we tried to apply this polyrhythm over giant steps by John Coltrane. That was it. If you're tuning in late, then you're welcome to head over to my IGTV channel. You can see all the full live sessions I did are going up there. So you can just check it out and go over in your free time whenever it's comfortable for you. Go check out the modern jazz violin Spotify playlist if you haven't done so yet. There are a bunch of really cool jazz violinists over there, list that I curated. Hey Andrea. And I try to change this playlist every couple of weeks, so make sure to save the playlist, and then you can just you can just know whenever I change it, make a new edition of it. Also, I just want to share with you that soon I'm starting to work with a new band for just this kind of short video session that I'm gonna do in January, but it's gonna be a realization of a project that I've been wanting to do for a very, very long time. Like a couple of years, I have this project in my mind basically, and never had the possibility, the opportunity, the resources to make it happen. And now I'm gonna record something with it for the first time, so I'm super excited. It's actually a band. It's the same band that I've published my previous videos with. So guitar, double bass, and drums. But we're adding another guitar player. We're gonna have two guitar players in that band, and it's gonna be music that is my original music, but very much influenced inspired by all my African music influences, a lot of African pop music, Sungura music from Zimbabwe in particular. So I'm writing the music for it right now, and also editing a few arrangements of old tunes for this band. So I'm really excited about that. I think you're gonna like it. I hope I'm gonna like it. And obviously I will let you know once once that comes out, and hopefully we'll share some videos from the process, from the rehearsals of us working this up. It's a very interesting guitar technique that we're gonna apply to my music. This is why I need 2 guitars in that band, because they're doing something very interesting together. So I hope I'll have the opportunity to record and document that and share with you guys. So that's it. I hope you had a valuable class today and practice session with me. Please join me next time. I would love to see you. And if you would like me to go over any particular subjects next week, you're welcome to send me an email or a private message on Instagram. And yep, enjoy your weekend, and I will enjoy the rest of my week. Here's Cousin Mary by John Coltrane. As we say goodbye, go check out this album if you haven't. Giant Steps by John Coltrane. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. Have a good night.